Hello again, it's your friendly neighborhood host, JT Wheatley, back for another episode of History Comics Podcast. This time on another edition of Classics with Tom Strong by Alan Moore and Chris Sprouse, which is a classic old-school pulp adventure series, first appearing back in America's Best Comics Presents preview of March of 1999, where he became the flagship character of this originally a Wildstorm imprint called ABC Comics, i.e. America's Best Comics, run by Alan Moore, which created a number of great characters, and the top one was Tom Strong, who was kind of a Doc Savage, also Reed Richards' take. I mean, basically, he's a super scientist who was raised by these super scientist parents, where he's grown up in this West Indian island and is given extreme and education, along with living like a gravity well, became super strong. He becomes like this great science hero. He uses science to battle crazy aliens and time-traveling villains and so forth, while at the same time raising a pretty cool family with his wife Duola and his daughter Tesla. Also, they have a human intelligence chimp and a steam-powered robot. It's just a lot of fun, and it bounces back and forth between different times and storylines, making up with different pulp adventures at a time. And while it has those great adventures, like I said, it's a nice little family comic book too, because he actually is a good husband and a father, though he is a little, it does get a little mixed up at times. For instance, when his wife says, "Have you thought about becoming a dad?" He goes, "Well, I'm thinking about doing experiments with some chimps." He goes, "No, I'm thinking about getting pregnant." "Oh, we could do that too." And he does. They do, but we'll have a daughter, and they do have also, and he does do his experiments with a chimp, and it results in a super intelligent chimpanzee as well. So that's fun. There's also a great time travel story where the younger version of Tom Strong comes to meet the older version, along with Tom Strong's teenage daughter, and he actually berates his younger self for looking at their daughter in a weird way. It's a hilarious time paradox thing, which is just a great little moment. Very fun, but yeah. But that's the kind of fun that Alan Moore can do. Why he really is one of the best writers in comic books, period, because he's so diverse at writing all these great comic books in different genres. And this is a straightforward all-family book. You can read Tom Strong, and it's not The Watchmen. It's more fun with good guys and bad guys, and yeah. That's why you love Moore, and Sprouse's art is just as cartoony as fun as well. Making for just a straightforward, fun comic book, great read, just a classic read in general, and shows a different side of Alan Moore that we always use more of. And so, yeah, so if you're looking for a good classic comic book, check out the Tom Strong, which has now been collected in a great compendium, because that's a true classic comic book series.
My name is Mark McRae, and I'm the author of The Best Saturdays of Our Lives.
I'm Dan Klink, co-host of The Best Saturdays of Our Lives podcast.
The Best Saturdays of Our Lives features programming trends from the 1966 television season all the way through the last hurrah of the early digital age of the 1990s.
On the show, if it's animated, we talk about it.
Order your signed copy today at tbsool.com.
And listen to the podcast at esonetwork.com and all podcast platforms.
And now is May 18th, 2023, time for the favorite comic of the week. The Avengers, #1 by Jed MacKay and C.F. Villa, which is a great relaunch of the series after Jason Aaron's epic run on the Avengers that finds Captain Marvel the new leader and relaunching a new team of classic old and new Avengers as they decided to start off with a new mandate. Jed MacKay does a great job of starting it back kind of square one, still acknowledging everything that went over with, but it's a great jumping on point for new readers for Marvel's premiere book. I do very much like Captain Marvel in the team, who does have her second be Iron Man, which does a great job acknowledging their relationship, both the good and the bad, like the fact that they were at one time on opposite ends of the last Civil War between the Avengers, but at the same time, Tony Stark is Carol Danvers' sponsor in AA, which is really points out how these are two guys who care about and trust each other, even when they kind of butt heads at times. And I like how Captain Marvel wants a new mandate for the Avengers, in that they're not the police, they're the firefighters. Their job is to put out the fires and save lives. When they act like the police of the world, that's when civil wars start, which is a nice way to really sum up what the Avengers should really be doing. And it's matched by Villa's art, which is nicely cartoony and action-packed, great depictions of all the classic heroes. And yeah, fits in perfectly with this new series, along with a nice little reveal at the end of a classic Avengers villain coming back in one way or another. So all in all, yeah, great jumping on point for anyone who hasn't read the Avengers in a while. It's a fresh start. And with that, I will conclude with this episode of The Classics. Join me again next week for another edition. And until then, go out and enjoy some good comic book. If you can, check out Tom Strong, because that is a true classic.